Hey everyone, I just thought I'd do a quick video on internally rotating bezels. Now the bezel is like a chapter ring that goes on a watch. For most dive watches it's on the outside and they use it for things to measure the amount of oxygen left or whatever. My first watch was or decent watch was a 1978 Citizen, and I actually wanted to get a Seiko, but my dad bought me the Citizen, and I always sort of was a little bit miffed about it, but I think they're worth about $1,300 or $1,400 now, so they held their value probably better than the Seiko did. But anyway, that's not about this. These are internally moving bezels, and they're used for the same things. They're used for a chronograph function where you can measure distance and speed if you're able to do that. It's quite scientific. Or you can just use it as a timer. I often use a bezel, whether it's a dive watch or this sort of watch, for when I've just put something on. The only thing is they won't chime, so you've got to be checking them. It's probably better to just put something on your phone, but sometimes I just like going old school. So I'll start off with the really cheap ones here. And let's say there's nothing here that's more than about probably 400 Australian, so about 300 US would be the top of this, maybe a little bit more, 450 Australian. So these ones would have been on AliExpress. They're all automatic movements, and they'd have the basic Seiko movement in there. This one I got custom made because I'm a Bunny supporter. You can see there, South Sydney. They're our rugby league team, sort of like NFL or what do you call it, your gridiron or whatever, your American football. These guys are the premiers, sort of. They're like your Jets or whatever, the top teams. I'm sort of starting to follow a little bit of American football, but it's just a bit too slow for me. There's too many stops. But yeah, 21 premierships, and we're the best. We haven't won one since 2014, and before that was 71. But I went to the 70 and 71 grand final with my nan, so that was pretty good. We won those 2 in a row. So these are okay. This one, I reckon, it runs slow. I'd say someone, when they've assembled it, it's left a little bit of oil there. So when I get a bit more adventurous, I'm going to work on doing a open up and maintenance and things like that. So they're good watches to work on. So we'll move up to the next tier, and I don't have my normal glasses on, so I can't actually read this brand. But these are like one of those, they just come out. This is a Hong Kong, I think it's Phobos or something like that. They come out with like a limited run of a couple of thousand pieces or whatever in a dial color, and then they'll move on to the next one, or they might change the case back a little bit. So these are two ones. They've got the internal rotating dials. I didn't show you on these ones, but they're just the same, you know, like this one, the South Sydney one, if you have it the right way. Where is it? That's, I think you have to take that out. I won't have a look at that. That one's a dud. None of those things work, but you pay for what you get. I haven't checked the accuracy on it. I should do. But yeah, these ones I haven't even taken the plastic off. I just liked them originally. I've gone off them a bit now. And then you move to the next tier of what I'm interested in. Now, this centre watch is really what this is all about. This is the Dan Henry. I think it's a 1974, so he's copying off something else that's iconic for 1974, possibly a Rolex or something like that. I don't know. I'll do a deeper dive. But that is a beautiful watch. This is the one that you get on AliExpress that's a copy of that, about half the price. But basically it's the same case, except this has got an exhibition case, and that's just a pretty basic one. So that Dan Henry is a limited edition that's sold out. You can get them second hand or brand new in box. You know, people like me, I don't wear this one. I just try it on every now and then because it's so beautiful. But I've worn it once or twice around the house, but I don't choose to wear it out because I don't want to scratch it. But this spinnaker, I think, if I come down closer, if you are still following this video, and you may not, which do you like better, the dial of the spinnaker or the Dan Henry? I think the Dan Henry looks more classic, but the spinnaker to me looks more nautical. Just the colour is just beautiful, and yeah, nice free flowing one. So they're around about the $400 range when they came out, maybe $450. That one was about $200. I think that might have been a little bit more, I'm not sure, about $450, something like that. So yeah, that's a nice one. They've got the inscribed case backs on some of them. This one's a exhibition case back. They were all the rage when they first came out, and everyone was going wow, and now they're, you know, ho hum. So this next one is the Citizens. This is the Citizen range, and I've done this up to reflect my hand. Not good actually wearing on your left hand like this. I double wrist at the moment too, because I'm using, this is a Garmin just for getting my steps up, and well, not so much getting my steps up, tracking where I'm walking with the dogs to work out how far each of the walks are. But yeah, so this is a nice one, the white dial, and that's just the darker dial, exactly the same on those ones. And here's another Citizen. It's more of a dress watch, but it's got the rotating bezel on it, if you can see that in the gold. I've put that on a couple of times. I think I wore it out once. I haven't bothered with that one. I bought the gold and then I saw that, so I thought, oh, I'll get the gold and the silver. They just look nice. Now, moving on to the last lot quickly is your Belova an Accutron range, and this is all I've got at the moment that's related to this. There may be a couple of additions coming in the future, but first of all, you've got your parking meter. This is a very quirky watch. It's sort of like based on a bullhead, but it does have a rotating bezel here, which I only really worked out today. I don't actually wear this watch much. It came with a brown band that I didn't like much, so I just replaced it, and that way the original band gets saved. This is a nice one. I'm waiting for some batteries to come. Just a simple Marine Star, really easy to read. The dial moving around is like fairly simple to see. You can see it rotating there, and that's the same in the automatic, I think. Yeah, that's the quartz version. I think that's the automatic version. It's a bit thicker. I haven't worn that at all. And the last two of all is the Belova Accutrons. Okay, these are reissues from the mid 2000s or so, probably 2010 or 15 to 20. The originals go for 1,000, 1,500. Even these go for quite a bit. This didn't come with original band, but I found another crap watch that I have. That's, if you buy dud watches, always keep the bands because you can swap them out. So this would have come with a mesh band like that, but it just would have been silver. But this one I got brand new. That was second hand, I think, from Japan, because they're very hard to come by. Even the reissues are, you've got to search for them. But you can see that's got the rotating bezel there as well. Oh, here it is. I was winding the wrong one. So that's all I've got there. If I was going up to the next tier, my next purchase would be one of the Alpinas. I think they're a beautiful watch, and there's a nice one there, but it's way above my pay grade. I think I'm going to stop and just start sort of like consolidating watches. It's getting a little bit out of hand, but I didn't see a lot of people do stuff related to the inner bezel, so that's it. Most of these are in the cheap range. The retail price for all these watches, don't ever look at that. It's whatever you pay for it on the day. So yeah, tell me which is your favourite in the comments. I'll just sort of go through them. This is not a professional video, just having just a bit of a showing something that I have a passion for. It's not expensive. It's each one of these watches is probably a couple of cases of beer that I don't drink, so or a couple of packets of cigarettes that I don't smoke, so I look at it that way. Anyway, hope you enjoy. I've got very eclectic taste in everything. See ya.